Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 25, Text 34. Naikātmatāṁ me spṛhayanti kecin mat-pāda-sevābhiratā mad-īhāḥ ye nyonyato bhāgavatāḥ parasajya sabhājayante mama pauruṣāṇi. Naikātmatāṁ me spṛhayanti kecin mat-pāda-sevābhiratā mad-īhāḥ yo nyonyato bhāgavatāḥ prasajya sabhājayante mama pauruṣāṇi. Word-to-word meanings: na, never; aikāntika-nitya-kiṅkaraḥ, merging into oneness; me, my; spṛhayanti, they desire; kecin, any; mat-pāda-sevā, the service of my lotus feet; abhirataḥ, engaged in; mad-īhāḥ, endeavoring to attain; ye, those who; nyonyato, mutually; bhagavatāḥ, pure devotees; prasajya, assembling; sabhājayante, glorify; mama, my; pauruṣāṇi, glorious activities. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. A pure devotee who is attached to the activities of devotional service and who always engages in the service of my lotus feet never desires to become one with me. Such a devotee who is unflinchingly engaged always glorifies my pastimes and activities. Purport. There are 5 kinds of liberation stated in the scriptures. One is to become one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or to forsake one's individuality and merge into the Supreme Spirit. This is called aikāntika-nitya-kiṅkaraḥ. A devotee never accepts this kind of liberation. The other 4 liberations are to be promoted to the same planet as God, Vaikuntha, to associate personally with the Supreme Lord, to achieve the same opulence as the Lord, and to attain the same bodily features as the Supreme Lord. A pure devotee, as will be explained by Kapila Muni, does not aspire for any of the 5 liberations. He especially despises as hellish the idea of becoming one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati has where is that now? Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati, a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya, said, Kaivalyam narakāyate, the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme Lord, which is aspired for by Mayavadis, is considered hellish. That oneness is not for pure devotees. There are many so-called devotees who think that in the conditioned state, we may worship the personality of Godhead, but that ultimately there is no personality. They say that since the absolute truth is impersonal, one can imagine a personal form of the impersonal absolute truth, and for the time being, truth for the time being, but as soon as one becomes liberated, the worship stops. That is the theory put forward by the Mayavada philosophy. Actually, the impersonalists do not merge into the existence of the Supreme Person, but into his personal bodily luster, which is called the Brahmajyoti. Although that Brahmajyoti is not different from his personal body, That sort of oneness merging into the bodily luster of the personality of Godhead is not expected by a pure devotee, because the devotees engage in greater pleasure than the so-called pleasure of merging into his existence. The greatest pleasure is to serve the Lord. Devotees are always thinking about how to serve him. They are always designing ways and means to serve the Lord, even in the midst of the greatest obstacles of material existence. The Mayavadis accept the description of the pastimes of the Lord as stories, but actually they are not stories. They are historical facts. Pure devotees accept the narrations of the pastimes of the Lord not as stories, but as absolute truth. The words mama pauruṣāṇi are significant. Devotees are very much attached to glorifying the activities of the Lord, whereas the Mayavadis cannot even think of these activities. According to them, the absolute truth is impersonal. Without personal existence, how can there be activity? The impersonalists take the activities mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and other Vedic literatures as fictitious stories, and therefore they interpret them most mischievously. They have no idea of the personality of Godhead. They unnecessarily poke their noses into the scripture and interpret it in a deceptive way in order to mislead the innocent public. The activities of Mayavada philosophy are very dangerous to the public, and therefore Lord Chaitanya warned us never to hear from any Mayavadi about any scripture. They will spoil the entire process, and the person hearing them will never be able to come to the path of devotional service to attain the highest perfection, or will be able to do so only after a very long time. It is clearly stated by Kapila Muni that bhakti activities or activities in devotional service are transcendental to mukti. This is called panchama purushartha. Generally, people engage in the activities of religion, economic development, and sense gratification. And ultimately, they work with an idea that they are going to become one with the Supreme Lord, mukti. But bhakti is transcendental to all these activities. The Srimad Bhagavatam therefore begins by stating that all kinds of pretentious religiosity is completely eradicated from the Bhagavatam. Ritualistic activities for economic development and sense gratification, and after frustration and sense gratification, the desire to become one with the Lord, are completely rejected in the Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam is especially meant for the pure devotees who always engage in Krishna consciousness, in the activities of the Lord, and always glorify these transcendental activities. Pure devotees worship the transcendental activities of the Lord in Vrindavana, Dwaraka, and Mathura, as they are narrated in the Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas. The Mayavadi philosophers completely reject them as stories, but actually they are great and worshipable subject matters, and thus are realizable only for devotees. That is the difference between a Mayavadi and a pure devotee. Om Tarsat Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. We are discussing from the chapter The Glories of Devotional Service. And this is Kapila Muni speaking to his mother, Devahuti. And Devahuti has asked from her son Kapila Muni some very, very important, vital questions on how to decide the future and how to pursue spiritual life. And Kapila Muni is here answering the glories of devotional service. And he's speaking about the glory of his devotee, wherein he's mentioning a pure devotee who is attached to the activities of devotional service and who always engages in the service of my lotus feet, never desires to become one with me. Such a devotee who is unflinchingly engaged always glorifies my pastimes and activities. So Prabhupada is given, as usual, a brilliant purport, wherein mukti means sayujya, salokya, sarshti, samipya, sarupya, like this. Prabhupada has explained 5 types. Out of that, one is sayujya. Sayujya means becoming one with the Lord. So there is a great desire to be the Lord. There's no mincing words on that. A desire to be, I don't know how that is going to function. Okay, so we were discussing how Kartapa Muni, he did the glorious activity of being a wonderful husband, a wonderful father, and he is retired, and he has left his wife with his son Kapila Muni, and Kapila is doing the needful in instructing his mother, and he's making a comment about his devotee, that my devotee is never interested in sayujya mukti. In fact, any of these 5 types of liberation, the Bhagavatam says, devotee is not interested. He's not asking for, all of these are distant cousins of sayujya in one sense, in a different sense, but you can't say exactly they're equivalent to sayujya. All these muktis, one is to merge into the Lord, and Prabhupada says you can never merge into the Lord, you can only merge into his effulgence. But the desire is to merge into the Lord, to become one with the Lord, to become same as the Lord, to become equal to the Lord. So the next concession Krishna gives us, because it is natural that you may think like this, the next nearest thing you could do is, okay, please, you may merge in my effulgence if you so much are interested, or you may have even the same form as me in Vaikuntha. You may even stay with me, samipyam, close to me. Salokya, could say the same planet as me, Vaikuntha Loka. Sarshti, you can have the same opulence as me. Sarupya, you can even have, if you want, the same form as me. I am just amazed at how much Krishna is so merciful if comes down, but you can never be me. But you can never be me. What can I do? We are individuals. Natvevaham jatunasham natvam neme janadipa. Please see how Krishna is even, your desire to enjoy like the Lord, be the Lord, etc. has been accommodated also by the Lord. At least I will try to give you the best, but please come back to me. So these are all sayujya, samipya, sarshti, salokya, sarupya, are all something of the Lord that you have. But understand that a servant of the Lord doesn't want any of these things. No, I don't want anything like that. I am very happy in my role as your servant. Service to you is everything for me. I don't want to, screw up my individuality. I want every bit of it to be with me, and I want to be in the mode of being your servant. Service attitude is going to fill my consciousness. So this is the actual pure original position, which here is a pure devotee never desires. This is your state, this is your swarupa, this is your constitutional position, is to retain your individuality, recognize the individuality of the Lord as distinctly different, and connect with the Lord. Then there is pleasure, unlimited relationship pleasure. That unlimited relationship pleasure is what will satisfy the soul the best. Kadāham aikāntika-nitya-kiṅkaraḥ praharṣayiṣyāmi sa-nātha-jīvitam. Beautifully mentioned by Bellu Mangal Thakur, saying that when will that day come when I will serve a fitting master as you? Kadāham aikāntika-nitya-kiṅkaraḥ, your eternal servant I am. Aikāntika, you see, not merging into the Lord, but remaining connected with the Lord in pure consciousness of bhakti, and actively serving the Lord and enjoying praharṣayiṣyāmi. I really become highly blissful. Sa-nātha-jīvitam. Sa-nātha. What a wonderful master I have, Krishna. What a wonderful relationship I am able to enjoy. That type of jivitam, that type of life, when will it be mine? Distinctly clear, I don't want to merge with you. And the Lord also finds great pleasure in relating with such a devotee. You must know that Kardama Muni was very much situated on that platform of distinctly recognizing the Lord as an individual and recognizing himself as an infinitesimal individual, a supreme individual against the infinitesimal part and parcel. Mamaivam sa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. And keeping it up. It is because he was offering his prayers in this platform of fully recognizing my position, fully recognizing the Lord's position, have no desire to become you or enjoy anything that you have. I want to remain your servant. He was very clear, but I am asking you a material thing to be satisfied. That's, I want a good wife who will help me to achieve this and retain my individuality, my devotional service, bhakti, progress, and everything. That's why the Lord, it's mentioned, he became very emotional after hearing Kardama Muni's prayer. So wonderful you are. You want to stay where you are and you want to do service, and you have accepted that you need some material help from me. I am so moved, and it is mentioned he shed tears. When he came and gave darshan to Kardama Muni, he shed tears, and those tears flowed down in the Bindu Sarovar. There's a sloka in Bhagavatam that says that Bindu Sarovar formed out of the tears, emotional tears of the Lord on hearing the prayers of Kardama Muni. You can imagine how much the Lord would have been moved by Kardama Muni's genuine, sincere, loving surrender and prayers. In spite of the fact that he was saying, whom else can I go to? I need a wife. Who will be able to keep me in Krishna consciousness? It's a great anxiety to me. So the Lord became emotional. So knowing your position, knowing your role, knowing your coordinates, and sticking to it with good knowledge and understanding is actually very pleasing to the Lord. That's why he's saying, my pure devotee, he doesn't want any of these types of liberation. He's not asking anything from me. He doesn't want to take anything from me. He only wants to give me. And therefore, I am going to give my devotee. And that's how Kardama Muni was given a wonderful wife. You know, you can't expect to get a wife like that. The most qualified lady in devotional service in the whole planet became his wife. Swayambhuva Manu's daughter. And he personally came to the forest and left her there with him. So the devotee does not want to take I want to stay in the same planet like you. I want your same form. Paundraka wanted that. But still, he was given the position of a devotee in Vaikuntha. Paundraka decorated himself with 4 hands and Sudarshan Chakra. He was so much in love with the beautiful form of the Lord. He wanted it. People like the material forms of so many actors and actresses and models and personalities that they, immediately think of imitating the looks. So this is actually a material desire, to want to look like that person, to want to have the desires that he is enjoying, and to want to have that enjoyment. All these things are very external. But still the Lord manages to accommodate that and give the person that type of a liberation. If you're able to get free from matter, and if you're able to remain in contact with me, why not? So that is his magnanimity. That is the Lord's greatness. With every aspect of the Lord's activity, you can see his great, magnanimous, all-embracing character. And so kind, so merciful, so accommodative, so all-inclusive. That's why people fall in love with the Lord. Not just because he looks physically beauty alone. What matches his physical beauty is also his internal beauty. Beautiful character, beautiful qualities. Tat gunavada sidhu, as we heard earlier. A nectar shower of your qualities. This is why intelligent devotees who are very well read fall in love with the Lord. Who have studied the Vedic literature, studied the Bhagavatam, they know there is no other option just to fall in love with the Lord, because he's beautiful inside and outside. In the material world, people are beautiful, wonderful outside, but we never know what they're thinking and doing inside. Mostly it is this way or that way. Rarely do we find people who are in and out beautiful. If they are good outside, it's mentioned by Kunti Devi, Janmaishwarya Shutashibir Yedamanamadha Puman. Invariably in this material world, if you have good birth and great opulences, very good learning, very good looking physically, then Yedamana Madhapuman, you will be intoxicated with these things. It's very, very difficult to escape it. Very difficult to escape it. Yedamana Madhapuman. So in external good assets will definitely spoil your internal. Unless you're very intelligent, very careful, and you're blessed and empowered by the Lord with special blessings, like Devahuti or Kardama. Kardama also was very tall, very good looking, handsome person. His eyes were burning like fire with tejas. Although he was dressed in rags and bearded and hairy and everything, performing a sacrifice when Swayambhu Manu came with his daughter to see him. And he stood up to receive, paid obeisances to the emperor and received him. You will see his description. At the same time, Devahuti also is a very beautiful lady. But both of them have amazing internal qualities. That is why the Lord is glorifying his devotee. My devotee, inside, he doesn't want liberation. Kaivalyam narakayate tridashapur akasha pushpayate. Prabodhananda Saraswati is saying. This type of losing your individuality, wanting to become one with the Lord and hide inside him, is naraka, hellish for a devotee. So all these muktis are not really very much desired by pure devotees at all. Sometimes we tend to think that they can ask Salokya, Sashti, Samipya and all that. Only Sayujya I should not ask. But devotees don't bother to ask anything, like I said. I just want to give my service to the Supreme Lord. And that giving is also based on his mercy. Only if he empowers me, I can, with the resources that he has provided, have an intention to serve him and use that and do something. Only thing I possess is my desire. my intention to serve you. That is the moving force. That is the quality of a devotee. The rich quality of a devotee that he possesses. He becomes very exalted and rich, and he attracts Krishna because he has a sincere desire to serve. Everything else follows from that. Krishna's reciprocation, resources, the arrangements to serve him, everything Krishna has to give. You cannot do anything. Our only possession is our intention. Everything else is provided by the Lord. But in the material world, we become so externally oriented, right? Manorathena sati dhavato bahi. Riding the chariot of the mind in the external world because you're so attracted to external things. As long as people think I am great, it's okay for me. I may not be really great. But that doesn't matter. Only I know it. Let the people think that I'm great. Let me go to the boutique and deck myself up. Actually, I look very ugly. But I put my this and that and make it look good. So that tendency to think I can patch up, do all these things on my material body and get absorbed in matter. All such people who are absorbed in matter always want to take from the Lord. Always want to take from everybody else. What can I get from you? What is in it for me? W-I-F-M. What's in it for me? So the world is full of takers. And many of them are takers. Those who worship demigods are takers. Those who are wanting Brahmajyoti merging, they are takers. I want to be like the Lord. I want to feel like that. I want to merge with the Lord. So they are all takers. It's only one thing that you can give. I want to serve you. That is yours. That is your Swarupa. So that is why the Bhagavatam teaches us to get to the point that really matters. Serving the Lord in loving devotional service. Because that is your only distinctively unique quality that makes you an individual and shows you out as an individual to Krishna. So instead of asking for this and that, which Krishna also understands, Chaturvida bhajate maam jan, artho jignasur artharthi jnanicha bharatarshava. Okay, he wants these things to me. Even then I like it. At least he has come to me. Akama sarvakamo va mokshakaram udharadi tīfrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. It's okay. I will accommodate this. I will try to satisfy your material desires. You want these things from me. I am the only one who can provide. You recognize it. And you have come only to me for all these things. Never mind. I am the giver. Maiva vihitan hitan. I am the one who gives even to the demigods from whom you get it. And you are very attached to the demigods. But I am the one who is their original supplier. OEM. Original equipment supplier. You know, original equipment manufacturers you have. It's coming out of this factory only. Originally. But so many agencies take it and sell it and trade with it and everything. So the original supplier of all facilities that we need is Krishna. And there are agents, demigods, who cannot manufacture on their own. They're only trading agents. They take sacrifice benefit and trade with the commodity of material stuff. All are givers and, all are takers. And this whole material world is an arrangement for taking and taking. Sometimes they take so much, they don't even follow the laws of God. And you can see climate change, you can see problems with the economy. All this is because of greedy takers with no understanding from where it is all coming. What is the source? They care to hoots. I just want it for myself. That type of, reckless taking is discouraged. In the Bhagavatam and in the Vedas, it said, don't be a reckless taker. You have enough. And the Supreme Lord is supplying. Isavasham idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita ma grida kasya svittanam. Please know whom it all belongs to. Please know from where it is all coming. Please know that you can take what you want and leave the rest for the rest of them. And there is plenty. You'll never have shortage if you can recognize where it is coming from. Janmadhyasya. If you do that, then there is no problem for you. Unfortunately, people get cut off from God. They think they are the doers. Ahankara vimudhatma kadāham iti manyate. And they think that this whole material world that is available is all our asset. I can go and pillage, I can go and plunder, I can go and do this and that, and the whole world is plundering the natural resources of the world, drilling down and sucking oil out, mining and taking all the minerals and precious stones and everything, spoiling the atmosphere by spewing out all sorts of, gases that are so dangerous for the maintenance of the atmosphere, and ripping off trees, taking up everything, making a mess of it. What a horrible quality. This taking has spoiled even the external good quality of people to such a great extent. People are so bad. They not only do that, they kill animals in billions in numbers. They grow them up and kill them. They grow and kill them. It's mine. It's my cultivation, my effort. With absolutely no understanding that the Lord withdraws, nothing is possible for you. Nothing is possible for you. So, takers. But the Lord is the only giver. And if at all you're giving, also you're giving because the Lord is giving you. This is how it is. So Krishna is very confidently telling, my devotee is not at all a taker. He doesn't want anything from me. He's very conscious of not taking anything from me. He wants to only give me. But I want to give my devotee. And he won't use anything for his gratification. So at least I want to give him for his service that he is doing with Savior. I am obliged to give him. My pure devotee, everything here, anyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. I am obliged to preserve what he has and provide what he does not have. It's my duty to do it. I will even go to the extent of being a driver on the chariot for my devotee. I will even go to the extent of being a messenger for my devotee. I will go to the extent of being the wife of my devotee. All the palaces in Dwaraka. All this is because of the Lord's giving with love and affection to his devotee. That indeed is the greatest enjoyment. That indeed is the greatest enjoyment. All this mukti, dharma, artha, kama, moksha also is all got a taking element in it. And it looks like moksha means you don't want anything from anything. But you may desire sayujya mukti, which is considered hellish, right? So the Lord is glorifying his devotee as not being a taker, as being only a giver, you see, as being only a giver. He wants to give me. I am the central source, the cynosure, this most attractive thing he knows, and therefore he wants to provide me. And I am not just a thing. I have a personality. So I'm very attracted, and they can have a relationship with me. This is how I reward them. I give myself to my devotee. The reward is myself. The greatest giving done by Krishna is to give himself. So to the pure devotees of the Lord just not only gives material things. He knows that they don't care anything about those things. They want his association only. They are asking the Lord for something very high. He provides it to them. To the gopis, he said, I will give myself to you in the coming nights. My dear gopis, you're so sincere, you're so pure. I asked you to, come naked and pay obeisances to me from the waters, shivering in cold. And I've taken away your clothes, but still you came and you gave me what I asked. So, in the coming nights, I will dance with you. I will kiss you. I will share the betel nut that I'm chewing with you while I kiss you. I'll embrace you. I will touch portions and parts of your body, your face, everything. And I will dance with you, sing with you. I will dive into the Yamuna with you. I will give you everything that is the topmost, of any possessions. So that is Krishna offering himself to the Gopas, to the Gopis, to Mother Yashoda. He's giving himself. So he's telling my devotees, don't want to take from me anything, but my association, they will definitely gobble it up. They're waiting for it, and I'm obliged to give it to them because of their sincerity, because of their sincere giving to me in the form of devotional service. So Krishna is glorifying his devotees, as saying that they are not interested in liberation. Mukti mukritanjali sevate asman. Mukti, I have not even attended to her. She's waiting at my doorstep with folded arms. How can I serve you? I am not even attending to Mukti. Oops, what's happening? I'm not even attending to Mukti. Right? So, here, his glorification of his devotee is something worth noticing. Because like I told you, Krishna has such wonderful qualities. He is beautiful inside, I told you. And Krishna is exhibiting. His devotee also has wonderful qualities. Like me, my devotee is also very beautiful inside. Inside, he has not harboring any such illegal desire. All he wants is to serve me, to be in association, in relationship with me, and be party to all the wonderful pastimes and an opportunity. That's all my devotee wants. So this is an interesting and important point for us to understand. Many times devotees don't go deep into this, especially other Vaishnava Sampradayas know this also very well. Dasya Kuta, the Madhva Sampradaya, and in the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya also, serving is everything. Serving the Lord is upheld. I am your servant, Dasya. But in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, that Dasya stretches itself to higher levels of service. That pleases Krishna very much, so much so that Krishna starts giving to his devotee, that topmost thing. So in Lord Chaitanya's moment, this exclusive giving to his pure devotees has also become available to the rank and file devotees and even those who are not even devotees. Chirada dattam nijagupta vittam swapremna nama mridamati udaraha. Krishna has decided to go into his treasury, unlock it, and take out the most confidential and private possession of his, that is attachment to himself, and he has distributed that. Chirad adattam, never before given. Datta means to give. Chirad adattam. Adattam means not given at all before. Nijagupta vittam, very deep treasure. Swapremna, what is that treasure? Love for Krishna himself. Love for himself. He's taking and giving out. That is Lord Chaitanya. And he's giving it not only to his pure devotees, he's giving to anybody and everybody who can take it, who has faith a little bit. If faith in the holy name, if you have faith in the Lord, you can receive this great giving. So let's understand what it means, how Prabhupada here in the purport is talking about atheistic people, about the Mayavadis and the deity form of the Lord, and many other such topics. Mainly is telling the Mayavadis' concepts of certain things are wrong. So the Mayavadis are also takers. They take high commodity. They take individuality. They take away their individuality and they want to assume the individuality of the Lord. It's actually a very hellish desire. Kaivalyam narakayate. But the Lord accommodates that too. It's very unfortunate that somebody will desire this. In the eyes of the Lord, it is the worst. It's not good. But then because they need it, he offers it to them. And he speaks highly about the glories who know this, don't step into that domain. And they always remain glorious by desiring to serve and actively serving. You can understand how important service is. The devotional service that we do, sometimes devotees take it very easily. They take it as work. They get, oh, I don't want to do this. You decide to, just throw away something very casually. It is so, so valuable. So valuable. Every opportunity we get for devotional service, we must grab it and you must think it is God sent to us. And under any circumstances, we should try to do that service because it brings out the real you. Your real individuality comes out and you will not desire anything, even the 5 types of mukti. You will only desire to serve the Lord in the association of devotees and to have experience of devotion. So I'll stop here. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Any question or comments? Any question or comment? Kumar Devan Krishna Baladeva Dasa. I hope you can hear me nicely. Kumar Devan Krishna Baladeva Dasa Hare Krishna Maharaj, how to improve my quality and ruchi of my chanting? Yes, good question. Practical. How to? That's a good question. So, at least you appreciate the chanting. That's a great step you've already taken. And you like to chant, I can see, because you're asking about ruchi. Yes, tasting the holy name is a wonderful experience. And you must have already heard about it. Sanatana Goswami said, it's so tasty, your name. Why don't you give me thousands and thousands of tongues and thousands of ears that I can hear all those chantings? It's so tasty. And a great poet, Bhadrachala Ramadas, has sung, O Ramani Nama Yanta Ruchira, Yanta Ruchira Rama, Yanta Ruchira, O Rama Ninama Yanta Ruchira, is going in ecstasy, saying, oh, how tasty, how tasty, how tasty your name is, Rama. Like that. So devotees feel taste. They keep hearing about the Lord. They keep hearing about His personality, His character, His qualities, His pastimes. And the more they hear about it, the more the hankering is there. The more they hanker, the more they chant. The more they chant, the more they start tasting Krishna. Their devotion peaks like that. So chanting is an amazing way to taste love for Krishna. In some of our rare moments, sometimes we are able to chant with great focus. And at that time, we can taste ruchi. That's why we're saying, oh, I want that all the time. I want to have that situation. It disappeared. It disappeared, that situation. Yes, so we may not be able to immediately get that fully. But to get ruchi, we should not commit offenses. Offenses steal away the ruchi. It's happening very subtly. Subtle offenses do subtle things to you. Mental disturbance and inconvenience is again caused by offense. Similarly, if you're not having ruchi, you have to check very clearly where it is that due to which reason I'm not having ruchi. So, and you should take care and patch up those things. So this is a deep topic. It's not a small topic. So I'll tell you briefly that do's and don'ts. The do thing is try to focus more on chanting and do quality chanting for ruchi. The don't thing is be very careful about the 10 offenses to the holy name and don't commit them because they'll suck out ruchi. Okay? I hope that helps you briefly. Any other question or comment? Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna. Wishing you all a very happy weekend filled with Krishna consciousness.